Good morning, traders. This is Jeff Kohler, aka the Option Addict, from optionaddict.blogspot.com. It's been long enough. I'm going to throw my weekly watch list videos out there again. Going to go over a few ideas of things that I'm going to be trading this week. Again, disclaimer, these are my ideas, and make sure that you know that. If you do decide to take any of these trades without doing your own proper analysis, the market knows who you are and you will lose money. So with that being said, let's get on with things. Now I've been sitting here watching the Qs this morning, starting to work their way off some of the lows established a few minutes ago. So, everything's looking okay today. Feeling out of direction though, I don't think I've really got it today. I'm really kind of curious about this week. I wonder if we don't just churn for the entire week, just up a little, down a little all week. We'll see how things go though. I'm going to go into a couple price pattern ideas and then some other things that I'm watching. I'm going to start with ExxonMobil. I'm going to go to a one-year chart here. I'm watching ExxonMobil because you can see there's a beautiful head and shoulders pattern that's been established here within about an 11-point price target. It's getting pretty close to that neckline too, so once it breaks down, we've got a pretty good reversal pattern working for us here. Next, I'm going to take a look at ICE, and the only reason why is, I don't know, I see kind of a head and shoulders formation going on here as well, and I've been seeing a lot of these going on. But I'm watching this one. That looks like maybe a longer term double top perhaps, or maybe some people might argue this as some kind of a cup and handle. Either of which don't look like the traditional formation like they normally would. But on this this last move higher here, this to me just kind of has head and shoulders written on it. And I think some of these exchanges are going to pull back anyway. CME struggling to get above resistance. NYX you can see is already struggling to get out of this downward trend that it's in. We've got a nice descending triangle that's formed here. What in the hell? Forgive that trend line there, but you can see it yourself, kind of a descending triangle here with the support down at about 72.5 and resisting fall. There we go, resistance falling. It's still a little bit early in this pattern, but I think some of these exchanges peel off a few points. What else am I watching? Google. I don't know about this, but this is looking a little toppy to me also. Maybe there's a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern going on here. It depends on this last high though. And yes, I am including an earnings gap, so what? You got a shoulder here, a head here. Happens to be a little over 50 points wide. If it breaks 500, I think it goes to 450, without a doubt. That's pretty much going to be most of the price patterns that I'm watching. As far as solid trending stocks bouncing off support, EXM was one that I talked about in the market cast yesterday. If you haven't watched it yet, keep it on your radar. Today obviously it moved extraordinarily higher off of yesterday's idea. Take a look at Boom, ticker symbol BOOM. I'm watching the stock approaching its trend line. It's been a great performer. And I'm looking at maybe getting long some here at about 42 or so. Next, Air Products, ticker symbol APD. I don't know, I'm watching this right here. There's been some highs right around 89, and I think we're going to break out of this little range that we've had here. It's a great uptrending stock. Of course, if it breaks 90, I'm going to use 90 as my risk. If it drops below that, I'm going to have simply a stop, or a close below that's going to take me out of the trade. But I think this thing looks like it wants to perform. Next, look at Boeing. If you're into the large cap stock thing, take a look at what I'm looking at here. A good bounce right around 100 off of a pretty clean support line here. It got beaten down recently, but not more than what most stocks have gone through. So just looking at another potential low risk entry in a long-term trade here. PCP, this is one that was talked about also. You can't fight that trend. It's right at support. I'd probably wait to see that it starts to move a little bit higher though, and we had another funky day a couple days ago where intraday had about an 18-point range. Just gotta hate it when stocks do that and when you happen to have a stop order on it. But as far as a new entry, looking to see a little more upward price movement off of this support. Look for the stock to continue some of these gains and continue that trend. I'm also watching PX, Praxair. Yeah, forgive my trend line. It knows not what it does. Just looking at another support bounce here. Simple as that. I'm not going to spend too much time here. I'm going to move over into BMI. Yesterday was a bounce that I took on this one. Not a lot of movement here as of yet. We'll see what happens though. Still bullish on this one. CAM, ticker symbol CAM. This is one I talked about on the market cast yesterday also. It's a nice little breakout here at about $80, $81 per share, which is exactly, if you got into this trade, that's where you're going to want to tighten up your risk. And last but not least, Crocs. Been pretty bearish on funky shoes lately, but this one here, I just don't think you can argue with that support. We've got both of a gap support here and trend support, so either way you look at it, it's clean cut as to where you put your risk. Wanting to move on to some bearish trades, I'll look at Len, of course bearish on all the home builders and on all the realty stocks as indicated by my post yesterday. I'm not going to spend too much time there. Next I'm going to look at BW. This price action recently just looks bizarre, but I like to look at it. It's kind of a line running through here at about, let's call that 42, 43. It's turning down from that. So another place to put a stop order to tighten your risk, however you want to do it. Next, FCL. Another coal play. Now this one's a little overextended as of yesterday. Looks like you'll have to stick with good old BTU. That was the better setup as of yesterday. It was on my bearish list on the market cast. And the downward movement continues. This has been a great stock ever since this head and shoulders pattern that we traded back up here. A lot of great trades in this. Autodesk. So the support at that double top now acting as resistance right at 45. Looking to get short here. PF Chang's PFCB. I'm getting short some Changs also. Right here at about 36. Monster MNST. As soon as this rally gives up, I'm going to look to short this one to death also. You can see we're kind of at that range, but give or take a little bit. Let's see. I think I can say the same here for CSH. There we go. Let this stock get strong all at once, and as soon as it pulls up a little bit higher, looking to short this guy as well. And I think that just about does it. VTR. So just a couple bullish ideas, a couple bearish ideas, some price patterns I'm looking to trade this week. Now, I've gone through and done a lot of searches, looked through a lot of my watch lists, and I'm not finding as many things. I mean, it looks like a lot of the great movements came last week. Last week was a busy week, just lots of trades going on. So sorry about the length of time between watch lists there. I had some issues I had to get worked out to make sure that I was still able to distribute these and there were no legal ramifications going on with them. But anyway, that's my story, not yours. But as always, thanks for watching. Hopefully some of these ideas will teach you about entry points, exit points, what to look for in stocks and opportunities. So anyhow, I'm about spent for this morning, so hopefully we'll see you back on the blog, optionaddict.blogspot.com. This has been Jeff Kohler. Thanks a lot.